shit, guys, I got a shitload of these fluorescent lights out here just because I have this covered kind of, and it was kind of dark. So I just lit it up a little. And you know how they say when they're doing rap, light it up? A lot of times in the vocals, light it up, light it up. That's what I did. I lit it up. There we go. Just a little extra lighting for a sometimes not so appropriately looking hippie from a hippie family. Republican hippie. Yeah, that's what I am. Somebody gave me a bunch of their Keith and Shake, so I took it. Mostly Keith in there. So I'm like, oh shit, I don't matter. That kind of powder don't matter. I'll take it. And he gave me a cheap ass price. Basically Shake and Keith, and you can't complain with that. So I was like, oh hell yeah. Hell yeah. So I'm just doing the stream to test out this deal here. And I got some pretty fucking intense lit. Now at night it'll be even lit up more. So, but in the meantime, yeah, that's just how it is. I got the same shirt on from the other day. It's actually black, but this black one, this black light I got over here kind of makes it look purple. Anyway, I'm just testing my studio. It doesn't really matter what's up today. But I'll say it again. Do you fucking skate? You fucking skate, bitch? You skate? Oh man, I saw a chick today. She looked like she was in good health, but you know, if I was to fuck with her, she'd probably give me sex, but she wouldn't want to fucking learn how to longboard. Probably. Which is very important to me. To learn the longboard. So chicks that know how to longboard are welcome to come out here. Sure, it would be a pipe dream to have. Well, I'm just saying, sure, do a proposed question. What about if Lisa Peters and you got together? I'd be stoked. Be like, yeah, for sure. You know, she could teach me a few things, probably. I'm sure. So I'm just checking my studio out. I wonder if there's another way. No, this is pretty good. Lighting's all right. It could be better. This light here needs to go over here like this. Like that. There we go. I think that'll work better. Does that work better? Just a little extra lighting. With my goofy ass hat on. And time for some coffee. And I hope you're all. I mean, there's only one in here. I always say there's one in here, and I don't know if it's because I got my other phone on or not. So that's whenever it starts off. But that can't be because it's on the same device. It's shared, so that would mean the only thing that could mean is somebody's actually in my stream. So that's what's up. Somebody is in my stream because last time I've seen it go to 0 with my other phone on. So yeah, hello, whoever you are. Cheers. I'm just sitting here smoking some weed, and I got this big old fucking gnarly ass fucking bunch of Keef mixed with Shake, and I'll be able to stay stoned forever on this, and it was like $10. Oh yeah, whoever fucking left, obviously not much of a weed smoker, or either that or they got to shave off a bump or a chip on their dildo. I don't know. So if I don't look really good, it's just because I had to just came back from the store and I'm gonna have some Starbursts. I apologize if I look a little shabby. Lighting needs to be improved here. I guess at night it'll look better. Fluorescent lighting does look good when you don't get a lot of the surrounding ambient light. I don't know. My dad taught me some things about lighting. Even those Hollywood people, they're so concerned about the lighting. How is it going to shine on his fucking snot nose? Is it going to look better than normal, or is it going to look shitty and make his snot nose look worse? They can't have movies, you know, where you got a thought of a snot nose running about, you know. My dog is very interested. Are you very interested, Boo Boo? You are. You're very interesting. What? Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. You guys get kicked out of all the lights I got out here. It doesn't. You can't even tell. Whoever's in here anyway. I got some funky ass looking lights around here. Look. Well, I don't want to show them all. There's one right there. There's one right there. When somebody starts coming in and talking, I'll be the friendliest person and talk back. That's simple. But until then, you'll be silent. If it's Christy, just say something. You know, I'm not mad at you. I didn't get to know you enough to be mad at you. I just don't like to be proselytized, or if you will. I don't like to be fed a bunch of information too quickly at once when I'm talking to a woman. I want to ingratiate what their interests are, but got to remember, I'm the man. You're supposed to show extracurricular interest in the fucking guy when you're talking to them, or they don't have the same interests in you, probably. Yeah, you do have to cater to guys mostly. When you're a woman, you have to cater to the guy. You got like every fucking thing he does, hands down. Then you get dick that way. I'm just saying. Not if you don't want it, but if you're looking for it. And yeah, you know, I mean, look, I fucking look pretty shabby right now. I got these lights around here. They're pretty kick ass, though. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I must have dropped each one of these fluorescent tube lights so many times in their case. I thought I broke them, and they did go out for a while, but they just come loose and just go in. They never break, though. I dropped them from 6 feet up, and they don't even break. Good thing about fluorescent tube lights, if they're not too big, they won't break at all. And these ones are only like that long. Those thin ones, I forget what size. I used to know all that shit. I should still know all that shit because I worked in a lighting company for a lot of years. I actually worked below the age of payment. I worked in there. I was at MK Clark Lighting when I was fucking 11 years old doing warehouse work. So a lot of people don't know. I've been working my whole fucking life. I started really young, and now it doesn't mean I was the best around the house. I always skipped chores and I ran off and did my own thing. But when it come to make money, fuck yeah, I was on top of that shit because I had to have weed and everything. And whoever's in chat, you know, you can pull your fucking thumb out of your backside and respond. I'm not gonna as soon as you say something in chat, I'm just gonna forget what I just said and treat it like you are more important for the time being till I find out who the fuck you are, and that's cool. Oh, Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem, Brenda. Thanks for coming in, though. And thanks for giving me a like on my last live stream. Although I didn't even check to see if there was one there. But when it pops up, I'll find out. It doesn't matter. I already know you wouldn't lie. I'm just trying to find out if I get fucked over by YouTube often with likes and comment. Right now, or earlier, there was 5 in and only you commented, Brenda. Don't you think that's a little strange? Start, but at the same time, you can't really trip out on it because if that was the case, the people in chat, they would find a way to get, you to know that you're not getting your responses or they're not getting their chat. And they would know. They would know before you know that their chat's not showing up. Or maybe YouTube has it set up to where their chat shows up, but the guy doing the YouTube doesn't see but one out of fucking 5 people in chat. I mean, there's no telling. I'm not paranoid. I'm just saying. I look at all angles. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. It helps the stream. And you know what? I might as well give myself a like. Maybe I got to go to my phone to do it. Thank you. Yeah, I always give myself a like. Who doesn't? Who doesn't give their shit a like? Well, once you get a lot of subscribers, you don't have to worry about that. My plan is to just get a bunch of subscribers like Jericho Green, but only sell like shirts and hats and not fucking worry about revenue through YouTube. That's my plan. Oh, here I am. All right, time to give my ass a like. Fuck it. Oh, here I am. All right, time to give my ass a like. Fuck it. Oh, here I am. All right, time to give my ass a like. Fuck it. Oh, here I am. All right, time to give my ass a like. Damn, I kept repeating. What was that all about? I'm just testing out my new studio. Whoever's in chat, thank you. I mean, whoever's in live stream, thank you. All right, I'm just. All right, actually, I'm just. All right, actually, I'm just. All right, I'm just testing this because I'm trying to see if I can cast this so I can walk around my property with the live stream. I think I can, but I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna have to figure it out another time. But that's something I've been wanting to do. And so what happened is I recap. I got a bunch of fucking keef in here mixed with some shake, and I'm just got it for like so cheap. I'm just gonna smoke a little more of it. Every time I show my weed, somebody leaves the chat. It's like they got offended that I showed weed. I don't know what their fucking problem is. They're fucking offended that I'm fucking smoking weed on my live stream. Really? They must be like Drugs Anonymous type people though that do that. There's 2 in chat. I'm just saying. They must be. Only people that are in Drugs Anonymous or whatever would do that. Or, somebody with, like I said, a chip they got to fix in their dildo or something. Bye, Brenda. Yeah, I did, Brenda. Before you leave, Brenda, yeah, I did get myself some food. And I did get paid. And yeah, you know how it is. I got paid. I ate. And then I got some real general stuff. My dog is a finicky eater, even though I feed him a multitude of different things, so his digestive system just can't keep up with it all. Trying to stay on the safe side, but I always do. And my dog, it doesn't matter how much I change it up. I'm a good chef for my dog, but only once in a while do I actually hit a recipe my dog loves. He'll eat the entire fucking thing, like 30% of the time. But most of the time, no. He's like, no, bro, I'll eat a little of this, and I'm just going to walk off and leave the rest. And he will. And it's, so my dog has a very trim stomach as a result of that. He's very finicky for a bigger dog. He's like that. And sometimes I'll get rid of a video if I said some shit about somebody. I'll delete the video, but they got to say something right back to me. Like, hey, I see, that, could you just take that video down and we'll be friends, or so I'll sub you, or whatever whatever their beef is, I'll fucking take the video down. I'm that kind of person. If I did something negative on somebody and they don't like it, shit, just say something and I'll get rid of the goddamn video. Right? It's that simple. I got 4 fucking likes. Awesome. That's fucking sweet. Damn. Maybe my criticism is something somebody will just eat up after a while, and they'll kind of like, get used to me saying something critical every now and then, just as a, like a lot of YouTubers do. Sure, I've spent way too much time on Dragon Lord Frodo in the past, or King Cobra JFS, who I really don't. When it comes down to it, I don't even have a problem with King Cobra JFS. He's got a lot of subs, and I really don't have any place to talk about it. But at the same time, subs aren't everything. It's about the personality that's on the fucking live stream or whatever it is you're doing. I can't look at somebody making wands. I'm sorry, but I'll be a critic. I'm not gonna fucking say that I hate his, my shit's worth even listening to, my critiques or whatever. If he does his videos and he's got 20,000 subs or whatever, that's good for him. I really can't say anything bad about that. As much as I kind of like eat my pride to say that sometimes, but the truth is, it's not my place to say anything really. And that goes for anyone that I critique necessarily, probably a lot of them. I don't necessarily have to say so. I even brought up Brian Leone, show your skateboard, and he may have saw that and got mad. So just me saying that could get somebody mad. I wasn't really critiquing him. I was just like, hey, I want to see what kind of skateboard you got. And maybe if he's got junk, that'd be a good reason not to show it. So if he has junk, yeah, don't show your skateboard, Brian. I'm having some coffee, just kicking it. I think I'd be more popular than 23 and 1 if you guys just gave me some more love. I think my channel would go places. Hey, what's up, Radical Panda? Panda. Yeah, well, Radical Panda, you bring up a subject that I could go places with. I've done this before on videos, and a lot of people don't know me, so I might as well just quickly recap. Silver City Casino used to exist on the strip across from Stardust. It was owned by Circus Circus. I saw my clone in there. It's that simple. Whoever that guy was, he was my fucking clone. So they're already doing shit. I was so scared I could have had a heart attack. The dude even had my haircut, the same haircut I had. And I was seeing him in the mirror when I was eating my snack. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't have a fucking fork in my hand. I'm eating fucking chicken tenders. And then I realized the mirror was crooked and I was sitting slightly crooked and I was looking at someone behind me. This is true, Radical Panda. That's good. The internet says everything. Back to the Future without a time machine. Okay, Radical Panda. I'm game, whatever you're talking about. I don't know what it is, but it's okay. So, well, I'm not putting two together because I was on a little rant here. And that motherfucker in Silver City looked just like me. Now, the only thing he didn't have was my scars. So I've had a couple of strange things happen in my past that don't really necessarily have to do with me. There was this one kid that disappeared in our elementary school. He fucking disappeared, and I believe the news media didn't even bring him up as a missing person. Anyway, years later, I saw somebody grown up in Las Vegas when I was at the health, when I was getting my health card so I could fucking work in food and beverage. And this dude was in there, and he was full grown, but this dude was big and muscular. But I could tell it was the same fucking guy, the kid that disappeared at the zoo. When I was just like, I don't know, I was like fucking 7 or 8, or maybe, yeah, I think I was like 7 or 8. That kid disappeared at the zoo, was never talked about. I even asked about it. It seemed like people shied away from the conversation whenever I did bring it up. And then I saw him later. He's all big and muscular, and he's looking at me the entire time. Not anyone else. He could have been gay. I don't know. You know, 'cause gay people fucking look at, guys like they would fucking like we do women. But anyway, but I didn't get the intuition feeling that was the case. Instead, I saw his features in his face, and I said, "Oh my God, this is that kid all grown up." I was so afraid to talk to him, though. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like this guy was a possibly trained super soldier of some kind, and he got abducted into the military, and black ops and shit like that. No, I know you guys are gonna fucking start leaving my stream when you hear shit like that, but because that guy looked like him, but the time progressed till he was an adult. You could tell it was the same fucking dude from when you were a kid, and now he's all grown up. And he had a big grin on his face the entire time he's walking by me, like, dude, yes, I went to school with you, kind of vibe coming off him. And it was like, so you're afraid to say anything, huh? And he said, that's okay. And he just walked by me. He had expensive boots on. It didn't look like somebody that would be in the getting their health card. Well, he could have been, applying to be a bouncer or whatever. I don't know. But it was the same dude. I got the vibe that this dude was like, oh, if you only knew what I've been through since I got taken. I swear to God, that was the vibe I got from him. Now, I could be wrong. Like 80% of me could be wrong on this, but it felt like that's what was the case. You could tell it was the same dude all grown up. But when I was in Silver City and I saw that guy that looked like me, and this was when Silver City used to exist near the Pepper Mill across from the Stardust. It was owned by Circus Circus. They had a good snack bar, quickie snack bar. I always used to hit it. And when I was walking away from that place because I was so scared of that guy in there eating that I thought was me at the time. I all I could do was say, I got to get out of here. That was my immediate reaction. I got to get out of here. This guy looks just like me, and I cannot handle some doppelganger fucker that looks exactly like me. He just didn't have my scar. I had a few scars on my face. He didn't have them. That was it. Other than that, he looked just like. Now, when I was walking past him and out, I swear to God, he was almost. It seemed like he didn't even make eye contact with me. But I was looking at him like, "Don't look at me! Don't look at me!" I swear to God, because my mind was like, if he looks at me, it'll cause some kind of crazy thing in here, and I don't need that right now. So I walked by him and then out the door. And when I was going out the door, just to recap, if anyone ever heard this story, there was a dude with a Pinocchio-like nose. Yeah. He had a Pinocchio-like nose, and at the end, it was cut off almost like it was a can, or if you were to chop a hot dog, tip off. And it was so screwy looking. When I saw him, I was like, man, I felt like Alice in Wonderland. I wasn't even on any mushrooms or anything, but it was like, what the fuck is going on here today? Not only did I see my doppelganger, yeah, really. Not only did I see my doppelganger, but now I see this guy that has a fucking nose that long and it's cut off looking at the tip. Like it didn't even have a tip. But it was healed, whatever. I don't know. It was just, I was like, that's not makeup. This guy really has a nose like that. And, I was like, well, I go from seeing my doppelganger to that shit. So to me, I feel like that was a message to me. I know you guys are going to trip on that. I feel like that was a message like, hey, we're watching you all the time. And here's a couple of ours, that, hey, I know you thought that one at the end, leaving the place, was funny, right? Well, we're not funny, but he was. Type of feeling I got from the whole thing. And Area 51 isn't too far north of that. So when my dad sold his house after a UFO experience I had and where I got threatened, my friend got threatened, we moved out to Las Vegas because some guy out of nowhere came and bought our house, just out of nowhere. And we ended up moving to Las Vegas. I didn't know about Area 51. And these days I look at it like, yeah, it had secret stuff, but it's probably way less than we all think. And it was propped up with Bob Lazar. So all our attention would be on it and not on other areas in the USA that are super secret. Area 51 is a fall guy to me base. It's like, yeah, let's just use Area 51. We do a lot of stuff there and some covert shit, but no more. It's all being declassified as we speak. Let's just use it as the fall guy. Everyone will jump on the bandwagon and say aliens are there and are whatever and technology and whatnot. And I think that's exactly what happened. And so we kind of got hoodwinked there too. Now, yeah, does Dugway Proving Grounds probably have a lot more? Yeah, probably a lot more. But I'd still say it was a substandard, just oversized, but a substandard as far as covert goes, in the sense that, we already know about Dugway. And some of these bases that they build that when they're covert, you're not supposed to know about them, period. End of story. Not even that there's a military attachment there or anything. You cannot have a secret base with any information that says there's military of any kind going there, or else it's not secret. Oh yeah, I know aliens exist at the southern border. They're just not the kind that I want frequenting. Put it this way, man, we've had UFO wrecks in Mexico too, and guess who shows up? America. America shows up to collect that shit when they crash. Other countries even. So how did we get a cap on all the UFO shit whenever they crash or whatnot? And my belief is these UFOs, they actually, they're kind of like from a kind of like homeless version of extraterrestrials. Their shit doesn't get serviced near as much, and they have trouble getting the resources because the other aliens that cut them off can acquire a resource with the technology they got, and the ones that are kind of like homeless don't have that resource. And so I think that extraterrestrials is all different kinds. There's ones that have more value, others that have less value, and it just kind of goes slight angle up. And the more higher you go, the more complex it gets, the more actual wars there are. There's not less wars, there's actually more wars, because most extraterrestrials are trying to protect their investments, which are whatever it is they're here to do. And to protect it, they can't act pacifist and leave if they're already doing shit here. So they actually have to more wars than less. So Michio Kaku is wrong about that. That's my theory. And when I say more wars, their wars are completely different in many different kinds of aspects. Some of it is just like we would, do what do you call, damage without real warfare, like Cold Wars. And so they have their own, a lot of Cold Wars type shit. Aliens have a lot of Cold Wars where they're just trying to stay under the radar, but still fight. So it doesn't look all bad and stuff, because they have to try to, not lose as much and not do as much retreating. So they have to lay back on the heavy war machine stuff because they're just going to agitate too many other extraterrestrials. So that's how I think they roll. They say, yeah, we are smarter than you. We got better tech, but we have a fine line between us, them, and the ones they're trying to fight against. We're just workers. We were farmed, and the ones above us were farmed. We could go about 150 different ways upward where they're all farmed and they're higher up than we are. And that's how I look at extraterrestrials. They're all farmed most of the time. They're always farmed to some degree, and they're all different. That's my belief. But and if they were to abduct you, they go, look, I'm just doing my job. Hey, by the way, before we leave, you were farmed, we were farmed, the ones above us were farmed. Is like probably one of their main fucking things they'd like to tell us. Like, whenever you see an extraterrestrial in that face of sympathy, it's because they're going, bro, don't worry about it. We were farmed just like you. We just got spaceships like you don't know about, but you're no different than we are. We're farmed too. We have little choice in some of the things that happen around us. And that's the end of the day. That's what we're all dealing with that, not just you. So whenever they, like the lady in England who saw the UFO shaped like a Mexican hat, she says they were looking at her with compassion. It's because they're like, hey man, you ain't the only one. You're a farmed prisoner, so to speak, and so are we. We are only in these UFOs by proxy because we have a job to do, and we were farmed. But we recognize being farmed more than you do. That's probably one thing they tell you is we recognize that we were farmed. No, I never been probed. I mean, that I know of. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Put it this way: when they abducted me, they, like a warlock does, they manipulate time, linear time. when they do that, you don't have the memory anymore. So when they say, "Oh, well, a person can get regressed and they can recall everything that happened," I don't know. It would depend. It depends on if they had the linear time disturbance feature, or if they didn't use the linear time disturbance feature, maybe used some form of drug. No, I think extraterrestrials do what they damn well please when they come and get you if they need you that bad. And a lot of it is just to see if your hookups to your AI system that were implanted through a genetic format are still working properly. And then any other AI systems that have been planted in you have been augmented enough to fuck with theirs. That's what they're doing. They're diagnostic on you. That's what I think extraterrestrials do. It's their job to make sure that humans are functioning properly. It's just like cows in a field. You do not want sick cows. So they do come here and fix you. And some of them actually using the genetic code AI and reprogram it because you're having all kinds of difficulties. Some don't get messed with because they're being interfered with too many different brainwash AI kind of features from other extraterrestrials. So those ones get discarded, and a lot of times they have a lapse of information because they were abducted so many times and used so many times by not necessarily benevolent extraterrestrials that their mind is now completely lost. And they're called schizophrenics, bipolar, and shit like that. Now, some people are born with those features, and that's no different. It just means a linear time difference that it happened from birth. That's it. I believe that thoroughly. Yeah, I know, and I also believe their AI system is in our genetic code, so that if they put any implants and there's any other augmentation implants to us, they can change you over to a certain way and make your personality act different. Anyway, I will tell you this: anytime extraterrestrials take you, they have the option of, if they want, they can, like one guy in Brazil, he got while he was alive, worked on. And when I say worked on, I mean they just poked holes in him, sucked blood out. They took various organs. They had surgical instruments digging in him while he was alive and screaming in pain. And that's what the autopsy determined, that that guy was manhandled and died of a fucking massive heart attack from sheer pain. And that was the extraterrestrials that dealt with him. And if you look up the Brazilian man that was worst abduction scenario for a human, I think that's what it was called, by aliens, something like that. Let me see if I can find it right now. That shit was bomb. And when I say bomb, is what I mean is it's bomb in the sense that you get these stories, and that's not a cow, that's a human being, and that's how they treated the human being. So they're not all benevolent. They're not always nice. They don't even let you go alive sometimes. So extraterrestrials can do that from time to time. So I'm going to look this up. Worst human abduction by alien. I have to say torture because that guy was tortured. All right, that didn't pop up. Let's try this. Brazilian man abducted by aliens and killed. Wow, I mean, it's not even popping up now. If I can find it, it was a good one. Anyway, it exists. I don't know where to find it, so I'm just gonna forget about that for now. It's interesting in that no, I radical panda. That's great. You got your own opinion. Mine is that um, Nazis didn't take over, but they may have had a few that were taken after the war or during the war by extraterrestrials on purpose because they liked some features about how they acted and stuff. Who knows? I mean, and so they maybe gave them a contingent and said, "Look, we feel sorry that you lost that war, so we're just going to give you this little space contingent, but we're going to give you some shit to run. We felt bad for you, and that's why you're here now." I wouldn't doubt it a bit. It doesn't mean that the Nazis did it on their. I believe we were helped to the moon. I don't even think the Nazis had the technology to do anything, so they would have to be gifted the tech. That's what I think, Radical Panda. And this might as well be hash because I'm stoned. Anyway, it's just hyperbole. I'm just my opinions are my opinions. That's it. They're just opinions. Hyperbole, other than if it was to be proven. But yeah, I when I look at it like this, I look at it. I'd still want to see extraterrestrials, even if they weren't that friendly. I'd still want there to be able to see the UFO event, if anything, just to see the UFO event. Um, but I don't want to get abducted by those kind. Those kind are fucking. They'll kill your ass. They don't care. They have not the same protocol as what my feeling is. They're allowed to do more to us that is basically not on the books for other extraterrestrials to care about. So I might change my format and start doing mostly just extraterrestrial talk. I don't know. I can do it. I fucking know some things. I think it's not what you know on a computer. It's what firsthand. And I've counted up all the UFOs and anomaly, if you want to call them UFOs, and added them all up together that I've had in my life. And I would say I've had about 43 UFO sightings. I mean, literally 43. Some were kind of like super indescript, but yet they were still UFOs. But I've counted them up over the years, and it's fucking 43. I swear to God, I came to that number once. Well, see, one time I saw 13 UFOs. Yeah, no shit, huh? Radical Panda. But I swear to God, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Fucking, I was talking about, I don't know. But this is my belief. We got a space force. It's got some Nazis from World War II. It's got some of us from World War II. What they probably did is clone a few of us and just extended our stay outside of the planet, so that in case they need some to amp up some more genetics, they got a few stock of their own close by instead of over here on the planet. And they let them do what they want in space. So they're now when Trump refers to our space force, he's referring to that covert, almost born off planet type of feature of a human. He's not referring to the us, although he's using the word space force. And really, they're separate from our laws completely. That's my belief. They're also watched over by, amped up, is my belief, human beings that have more capabilities implanted in their genetics, and they're way more intelligent, and they're slightly above them just to observe, make sure those humans are doing okay. So basically, babysitter upon babysitter of different kinds of races of beings. That's how the extraterrestrials run their shit. That way, nobody can get one over on them on anything, because they got these layers of different kinds of beings that are watching beings under them that aren't quite as smart, shit like that. That's my belief. God damn, at least I got 2 people and 5 in, man. It's cool. 6 likes? Wow. Thank you. Whoever gave me fucking all those likes, I appreciate that. My dog's just chill waxing over there. When I say chill waxing, I should say chillaxing, but I said chill waxing. I don't know what that means. So I kind of fucked up. I'm trying to get a hit out of this, and it's just not giving, so I got to poke it with this. I hope people out there that see my channel don't get all upset I smoke weed. I've been doing it since I was 5 years old. Smoking bud. You don't even want to know. Don't even go there. Hey, Radical Panda, what I'm trying to say here today is whatever we see here tech-wise, it doesn't even apply to what is being used currently. The Space Force has the tech that we don't got yet. And so every time we look at Elon Musk and think that we're the shit, we are not, bro. We are not the shit. We got babysitters. They got bigger shit than us, better shit than us. They're not near as big, but they got more shit than us. A lot more shit than us. So every time I see an advancement here, I just go, who cares? Our advancements mean nothing. It's like a cow fucking making a goddamn FM radio in his pasture. Like, who gives a fuck, you know? Come on. I'm serious. I mean, I'm not trying to say people are stupid. I'm just saying we were stupid because we haven't been given the extra options of being smart. So it's a little hard for us to be smart when we're following academia, is what I'm saying. Academia is throwing us off course so that every time we go and yeah, we make advancements, but they're fucking penny any shits. We look at them like giant advancements. When we went to the fucking moon, we had help. We didn't even get there on our own. That's my opinion. We did go there, but we didn't even get there on our own. We had somebody else fucking, get us through the radiation belt and shit and then make it look like a capsule, did this, that, and the other. And it's a whole 9 yards of bullshit. Yes, we got there. We did visit, but it was chaperoned the entire time. When we went to the moon, it was completely chaperoned by other beings because they didn't want their fucking weapons depot slash terraforming moon and space station disturbed in any time in the future. So they just got it over with. They said, you know what, just let's make them get over it a few times. That way the people think they've been there. And then so when they don't go there later and they end up going to Mars, the people won't complain. So they won't be like, oh, well, we need to go back to the moon. No, Mars is good enough because that's what the decisions of the big shots made. No, it's because fucking the moon is a space station. You're not allowed to go there. So that's my opinion on the moon. Okay, so we're down to 3. I'm at 42 minutes. I'm really happy. I'm just going to let the stream roll, even if I have to walk off camera. I do got some of this, but I was, I was tempted to do some activity today because I did a lot of work on music for like a whole day yesterday, and it was like, I thought my back was really going to get bad again. It never did. Luckily, it just started to get a little sore, and that was it. But yeah, man, I might pop some Hennessy in a little bit. I don't know. Not too much. I just like to drink a little hot, highball, or I don't know what they fucking call that shit. What is that called? I know, Radical Panda, you don't drink. You have to be Muslim. All right. What is a highball? Oh, wait a minute. Asking the wrong person there. Let's go to Google. What is a drink called when it's referred to as a highball? Or no, that's not the question. When drinking alcohol, what is a highball?
According to Wikipedia, a highball is a mixed alcoholic drink composed of an alcoholic base spirit and a larger proportion of a non-alcoholic mixer. Examples include the 7 and 7, Scotch and soda.
Okay, well, I don't do highballs. I just drink pure fucking cognac. Well, it's watered down a little from melted ice. That's it. But I love cognac. I like the flavor of it. And you know what? Let's see how much coffee. Ooh, I got quite a bit of coffee. You know what? Let's just drink some coffee. I don't want to sound slurring. If I sound like I'm slurring, that won't be good. Hold on. Let me see if I can scoot this up. It'd be better if I could get in the goddamn camera frame a little bit, right? I feel like I'm trying to have sex with the screen, though, when I get up this close. I know there's girls that would think that when I'm just that much closer to them, and they're like, he's kind of cute. I'd fucking kiss him. And, it's all good, baby. I love you, too. What was I going to do? Drink some coffee. Damn, I got a shitload of messages. Jericho Green just popped a video up, guys. Whoever wants to go watch him. I know I'm not trying to make you go away from my channel. So if you do go watch him, just give him about 3 minutes and come back to my channel. That way he gets a fucking view from you. And, you know. Hey, Bubba. So I look at it like this, you know, we were helped to get to the moon because the radiation belts are right now where we can't even get Elon Musk to figure out how to get past that shit with humanoids. So that just tells you right there, that is a dead fucking plain as day way of saying, by the way, we don't know how to get through the radiation belts, even though we supposedly went to the moon like whatever 6-7 times. We don't fucking know how to get through it. So what does that mean? Well, a lot of the moon footage was fake. Yeah, we did go there, but we were gifted a ride there. That's what I believe. And because these beings can basically get you up right out of your space vehicle. If you do fly a fucking capsule up into the atmosphere, they can take you out. They may have taken them out before they even flew up. They just got fake footage of them going up. But really, the extraterrestrials say, "Hey, we'll save you the trouble even going up in your rocket. We'll fucking go in the rocket, act like you take off, and we'll just abduct you from the rocket and bring you straight to the moon." That's what I think. Because the Van Allen radiation belt is complex. It's got 3 different parts. It's not something you can just fly through. No matter what you hear from any of these goddamn people in academia about the Van Allen belt, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That shit is very unsafe. And to get through it, you would probably not make it back just by the amount of radiation that is in it. So that is also a clue that we did not do everything going to the moon. Yes, we went to the moon, but we had help. We went to the moon, but we got help because they said, you know, you're not smart enough to get through the Van Allen radiation belt, so we'll help you through each time with your capsules. And then, you know, when you don't go back to the moon, people won't ask too many questions because you already went there fucking 6-7 times, right? So that was a booger. And we don't want you to, you know, we don't want you to get your fucking skirt up in a hissy or whatever the term is. We want you to look like you got some commanding power, America. So we'll help you. We are rooting for you, America. Even though you guys got some pretty stiff technology of ours that has broke down. See these extraterrestrials that were cut off. They got you know 1/8 the amount of technology they were gifted when they had not cut off from the other main extraterrestrials. So keeping their ships running and shit is very difficult. So they end up crashing them. That's the deal. Now, lately, as of late, they may have come across some new rules. Hey, look, you're dropping too much of your equipment there. We're going to have to service your shit just so that you don't crash anymore. Because we don't want any more of our shit down there on the planet that we can't fucking immediately come scrape up. So I think extraterrestrials nowadays have a little bit of a cap on what I refer to as the underground aliens here and other bodies in the solar system that have been cut off from interstellar travel and interdimensional travel mostly. The reason why the extraterrestrials use the interdimensional travel is because there's something I have a feeling called a moving dimension. That is, whenever you tap into it, whatever you set your receive mode on for that dimension could potentially bring you all the way across our galaxy in a split second. And the reason is because you're entering into a dimension that bypasses all physics here. And I call it a moving dimension because it's actually moving in all directions at once. So what you do is you just pick your course. Like, well, we'll pick this course and it should get us from A to B in this universe when we pop back out. And that's what they do. That's what the extraterrestrials do. It's not as complex to them as it would be to us, but they're really not supposed to think about all that stuff. They're not even designed as inventors. The people that run the extraterrestrials above us, a lot of them are doing certain jobs like a Forest Service or something. They're not interested in the particulars of whatever else and everything. They're just doing one different thing at a time when they do come here. Sometimes they have to put animals like chupacabras down, and they cut deals with their pets. Like, hey man, I'll let you down on Earth for a little while. Promise not to get caught eating chickens or whatnot. Same with Bigfoot. Hey, don't eat those deer. We'll just bring you some food. And I believe that's what they do. I don't think Bigfoot eat deer, period. They probably don't even have to tell them to stay away from the wildlife because there's probably inherent risk of getting earthborn things like worms and stuff. So they probably say, don't eat the food down there since you eat mostly what we give you anyway. You won't know what is safe enough to eat. So they probably don't even eat deer, the Bigfoot. And of course, the Bigfoot are another farm species. I lose people in chat, or I lose people in the stream because I start going off on my tangents about shit. But hey, that's what makes a channel. If you can't talk, don't do a live stream. If you're going to talk about something that's every day, willy-nilly, kind of getting boring at this point, I won't watch it. Like COVID, I'm getting tired of hearing about it. I already know I'm safe from it. My body's never given into shit. Doesn't mean I, couldn't be compromised by other folks, but yeah, I'm pretty immune to COVID. I got, who knows, maybe I even got something in an implant because I have been abducted. All right. Might as well. I only got 2 in. I might as well go into this. Might as well. I had what I call a couple of abduction type dream like things. Now when these came about, it did feel like I was dreaming. I'm not gonna lie to you, but in at least one of the cases, I woke up in a cold, not just a cold sweat, but almost felt like I didn't sleep at all. And it wasn't a cold sweat. I woke up and I didn't feel asleep like I was asleep. It's just like I just appeared in my bed. And I remember getting up really fast and going, what the fuck's going on here? Because I'm not even tired. And that was the time. And that was the time something happened. I remember I really should just talk about this. In Las Vegas, and I left just looking for my cat because he didn't come in for dinner. I went outside looking for him. All of a sudden I noticed, man, there's all these people standing in the parking lot. Not a lot of cars. It's like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, looking for my cat. Maybe it was closer to 11. I'm sorry, about 11 o'clock at night. It was very quiet out, strangely quiet out. And all these people weren't even talking. They're just staring. And I went to see where their faces were facing, and I saw a fucking down the parking lot, a UFO sitting there. So, it was realistic enough to where, I didn't feel like this was a dream. For a second, I forgot about my cat. And I said, well, what's going on here? What is that? He goes, it's a UFO. I go, oh, you mean like, I don't know. I didn't even say much. I was just looking at it going, that does look like a UFO, you know? I said, it looks just like a UFO. And he goes, why don't you go up to it? The guy, nobody was talking until I walked up. And I looked at him like, why don't you go up? And he goes, I don't know. I was just thinking you might do it. I was like, that was a weird comment. Oh, well, it was like, enough to make me go up though to the UFO. Because I didn't know that guy. I mean, I knew him. I think I had seen him around as a neighbor or something. I never talked to him. So I walked towards the UFO and I got up to it. I noticed it was getting my it was definitely a UFO. It was shaped like a football with a hump in the middle, type totally. It was short though. It wasn't only about 16 feet across, maybe 18 feet across. It wasn't that big. No. I don't see things or hear things, Radical Panda. So get off that topic or I'll fucking block your ass. I've never hallucinated in my entire life except once when I came off meth. That was it. But it was easy to tell. It was just shadows and shit like that. That it was hallucinations of some kind caused by the meth. And I only did that shit infrequently for 3 years because I was trying to get close to a woman. But I've never hallucinated or saw things. Anyway, I walked up a little closer to the UFO, and there was an engraving in a brick shape. You could tell it was a button or a display. So I walked up to it and I went to, I guess, see what it was. And the engraving that it had in it looked like kind of like an astronaut, but it didn't look like our astronauts. It was just embedded in there. And I was like, huh. And I remember putting my hand up to it, and I only got about that close to it when I was putting my hand up to it to see if it would depress like a button. And before I even touched it, it fucking depressed on its own, and a green light lit up where the engraving was and shined out of the engraving. There was a green light, and it was all very detailed. And when that happened, the door opened and like you would hear a bus when it has its air brakes. And wind popped out of the door when it did that. It had some compression or something in there, and it let wind out of the door. When the door opened, it made the sound, and you could hear the wind come out. And then a dude walks up into the door. I swear to fucking God, I thought it was just a normal. It looked like a surgeon. Okay, I straight up. Except the guy was about 6'1". He was actually pretty tall, but he looked Asian. But his eyelids on top were too big, and you could tell underneath were eyeballs. So his slits were just Asian looking, and that was it. But underneath there was huge eyeballs. So when I looked at him, I was like, "Damn, that!" I knew right away that was not a normal human being. Anyway, he did have a mask on of some kind, and he just went like that to me. And when he did that, and no, it wasn't schizophrenia, just whoever else popped in. I don't see or hear things. Okay, that's simple. My MO is back pain. So I fucking walked. I went to walk up in there, and for some reason, it was really easy to walk up that fucking, door that came out like that because there was no stairs on it. I just started to try to walk up, and it just kind of like helped me up into the fucking vehicle. I swear to God. Like it was a invisible, escalator or some shit. It just brought me right up in there, and I was like, "Whoa!" I got up here quick. I didn't even whatever. So I get on, and I remember the guy turns as soon as I get on the ship. He turns and starts walking, and I start walking. Well, I noticed a dog in front of him that was on the right side, and it kind of fell back behind me. It was a fucking white German Shepherd. I swear to God. I swear to God, it was a white fucking German Shepherd. And it was really clear. And the hallway was kind of dark, but it had these strips of green light all of a sudden. When I looked down the hallway, instead of a little UFO, because I thought I was going on a teeny little UFO, as soon as I got into the where I saw those little strips of light, and when I say strips of light, they weren't even lighting the fucking place up. They were something else. And you could see it was flowing liquid under a plexiglass. It was green, but it was not, I don't think, the lighting for the hallway. It was something else, like some kind of power system. Anyway, I fucking I kept walking, and I was concerned about the dog because it fell back behind me. And sure enough, it put a locked thing around my leg. It had some kind of robotic arm on it. It put a lock on my leg, but it didn't interrupt me while I was walking. So I was like, "What the fuck?" And so it got me paranoid. But I just said, "Well, there's safety procedures on board this thing." And then another dog walked up and grabbed me by the wrist. But it had little rubber things on its teeth. And when it grabbed me, it kind of went around my arm like a tight fucking shit, like a handcuff. And the dog just walked with me as I walked towards. And when I saw the hallway, I am not kidding. When I saw this fucking hallway, it was huge. It was an installation. We are already there. Whatever happened when I got on the UFO and the door shut is all of a sudden we were in a new place. And the UFO was, I think, docked to this installation internally. So when I came uh, walking down the hallway there, I was already docked to this place. And now I was wanting to walk further down, but he instead brought me to the one door closest that we came to. And the door had like little bridges on it, and I remember seeing one of those places where they freeze things at super high temperatures. One of those rooms had similar things in our reality. So when I saw those, that's what I thought it. I don't know if I made that conclusion right away, but it did remind me of something I had seen before. Little ramps is what they were that went in, and they slight ramps, and every room had them. And I went walking up the ramp, and one dog let go of my wrist, and the other dog, uh, white German Shepherd, its shit all of a sudden that was on it, its apparatus that was holding me, was no longer on it. Now it was just sitting there in this room he brought me in. I looked in the room, and the room looked like part of the UFO, but it was a different UFO. They used the different docked UFOs as different rooms on board these crafts. I'm just telling you, they use them like offices. So it was another docked UFO, and we went in there, and you could tell it was another UFO. It was round, and you could see the window, a port window over there, and it had some stuff in the room that it had a fucking what was it? Uh, it was a oh god, an old autopsy looking thing from our era, from America, or something we would have. But it was old. It was, you could tell, the rubber gloves, everything on it was ancient. So I looked at it and I was like, wow. And even when I was looking at the cart that it was all on, and there was a saw and everything, I could tell this shit wasn't up to date for anything even we had. So it looked like a memento they had in this room of this UFO. Looked like a fucking memento. Yeah, we are limited by the technology of our time, but the way to tap into the other technology, Radical Panda, is actually using your mind while you sleep. I don't know if you believe that. I do thoroughly. So anyway, and that's how you draw the UFOs, the benevolent ones, hopefully, to come talk to you, is through sleep. If you feel like you need to be checked out and have a diagnostic or whatever, they'll come and do one by request. But you got to have the right mindset. Me lately, I'm not really wanting to do that because I'm not sure. It's a chance you take, and sometimes you can die from calling a UFO in your direction. Depends on what kind of UFO shows up and the whole 9 yards. But so anyway, I'm in this room, and that white German Shepherd was in there, and now it doesn't seem to have the apparatus, or if it did, I didn't notice it. And maybe it was a different dog. I don't know. And it was staring at me. It was staring at me, and it was guarding me, keeping me from, I guess, maybe leaving the room again. And so, like a guard dog does. So I was not going to leave the room because I was afraid that that dog would attack me that was in there, because it was staring at me like a guard dog, like, don't try to leave the fucking room. So I didn't. But what I did do is I said, I'm sure the dog won't mind if I just stretch my legs in here. So I started stretching my legs and kind of like walking around the room. It was real small. And it had like a, seriously, as a motherfucker, a surgery green fucking shit, interior, except for the floor. The floor had like something else. And then it was crazy because I ended up touching the wall. And when I did, I could see grooves. And all of a sudden, it seemed like there was shelving in there and there was something I could open it somehow, but I didn't know how to open it. So I just fucking left it alone. But it was weird because when I touched that shit, it fucking appeared. It was like a cabinet. And then the lady comes in the room, a lady rather. Hey man, this is if this is a lucid dream, dude. It fucking is every detail I never forgot. And so this lady ends up coming in the room, and the dog leaves. Okay, this fucking Chinese lady, looking Chinese, except for one thing. She didn't have the big old fucking eyes. She had normal human eyes. She didn't look anything unusual, except she had a fucking woman's mustache, kind of like this, but thinner hair. She had a woman's ass mustache, like she didn't fucking have a fucking razor to shave it. I swear to God. Anyway, it caught me off guard a little bit because she did have what looked like a doctor's fucking uh, jacket on, and she didn't have a stethoscope. And so I heard her all of a sudden. She said something. I thought she was going to say something, but I didn't see her mouth move. And she goes and she reaches towards the wall, and something pops out of the wall like magic, and she's holding on to it. It looks like a giant white walkie-talkie. A fucking white walkie-talkie like from 1950s, except instead of black, it's white. And it's huge. And I'm like, damn, man, it was kind of humorous because I'm thinking to myself, here I am, I think, on an extraterrestrial fucking UFO, and this chick is holding something that looks like a fucking walkie-talkie from 1950s, but it wasn't. It was a fucking piece of technology, and she was holding it. I think she may even pointed it at me, and it scanned me or something. And then she started talking like into it, like blah blah, like she was looking at a screen or something. And but when she was talking, I could not hear a goddamn thing. It was inaudible at all. So I just went, and I fucking, uh, I looked at her, and she fucking put it back into the wall, and the wall just kind of opened up, and it went back in the wall. And then she walked out of the room. Now there's nobody there. There's no dog. There's no her. And I'm fucking like, okay, what around? Okay, so I'm like, grab the gloves, those super old autopsy gloves and I don't know why. I think it was a memento. They had an old autopsy cart with instruments on it. It was, but I think it was a memento in that office, just for interest reasons. Oh, that's a human thing from 1950. Okay, but anyway, so I went to grab the gloves and I stuck them in my coat, and I said, good, now I'll have something to prove I was here. Well, anyway, when I did that and I stuck those fucking gloves in my goddamn coat thinking this will prove I was on a UFO, as soon as I fucking did that, I remember waking up in my bed, but not waking up. Like I opened my eyes, but I was not asleep. I'm like looking around, what the fuck? And I knew what just happened, but all of a sudden I'm in my bed. So I'm thinking to myself for about a half an hour, man, you got to just chalk this up as a dream, bro. Because you just came out of your bed. You woke up out of your fucking bed. Not came out, but you know what I mean. I was trying to. Well, I know I wasn't sleeping, so it shook me up, and I to this day, I still have the feeling, if it was a dream, it pulled a good one on me on that particular occasion. Now, another occasion was same. It was lucid type, radical pen. It was a lucid kind of dream, I guess if you call it. If it was a dream, I don't know if it was though. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, this time I did thoroughly go to sleep one night. So I mean, it was like, yeah, I know for a fact this could have possibly been a dream just based on the fact that I did go to sleep that night. So I went to sleep, and the next thing I feel like this, all of a sudden I'm in this place, and instead of dreaming, it didn't feel like a dream. It felt like I was physically standing up in this room, and I was like, what the fuck? But I couldn't associate it with my physical body. It was out of place, and so I was like, what's going on here? So I looked around, and I swear to God, I felt like I was in a gigantic industrial trash compactor, except it was super clean. All the metal, everything in there was super clean. I don't even know if I saw scrape marks on that motherfucker, but you could tell. It didn't even look like it had ventilation. And then I looked up and I saw like a window about 10 feet above me, which I couldn't reach it, but you could shut up, Clive. It was really thick, like super. You could tell by looking at it, it was fucking made for whatever I was in. So whatever was in there, they can contain it. It was scary. I swear to fucking God, it was scary. Because immediately I'm thinking, am I going to get out of this thing? And so I noticed on the floor there was something blinking over there. So I walked over. It was colorful. It had blinking colored lights on it. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Andrew, thanks for chiming in, man. I just saw your comment. So I walked over to it. It was blinking with colored blue and red and like yellow lights and shit. And I was like, what is this? And I was going to put my hands on it. I thought, wait a minute. Whatever that is, it's totally foreign looking. If you grab that fucking thing, you don't know what will happen. So I did not fucking grab it. I did not fucking grab it. I was like, you know what? If you grab that thing, it's probably gonna fucking go south for you. So I ended up saying no, don't grab it. And as soon as I did that, I was being ushered along a catwalk. And I don't know how I got there or anything. I was being ushered along a catwalk with little beings in red robes, and on the back was a golden cross. I shit you not. But it had a little T bars on each side of the T that goes horizontal. It had a little T bars, and it didn't look like one of our Christian crosses, and but it was gold colored, yellow, wherever you call it. The robes were red, and they were cloaks, cloak hoods. Now, the ones that were ushering me out, for some reason or other, when I went to tried to look behind me, it was like they were persuading me not to do that and kind of helping me along the catwalk. But I looked down from the catwalk, and there's more of them, and one of them, they all had their heads turned. Check this out. Except this one looked over and said, "I swear to God, I swear to fucking God." It spoke like, with no mouth movement. Said, "Yeah, I can see you at least like to see my face." And it looked over at me. And when it did, I made eye contact with it, and it did look scary. I mean, anyone else would say that that's a fucking demon, dude. No, no, I didn't get that vibe at all from it. It just seemed like it was trying to be nice, and it was like, "Hey, I might scare you, but at least you can see what I look like." And when it looked over, you could see its skin was jet fucking black. It was like a gray alien, but it was black, jet black. Now, when I say jet black, I don't even mean ash colored, like on the other UFO I saw where it did something and I could see who was on board. No, this fucking thing was jet black, but it had the shape of a gray alien and the eyes too. But the only reason why you could see the fucking eyes so well, and this happened twice. The other time when I saw the other UFO and it put a mind projector on board, I could see who was on board the vehicle. Those beings had slightly grayish suits on. They weren't black as this one. So this is a bodysuit, covered the entire face, the body, black. You could tell it wasn't their skin. And if it was their skin, I wouldn't be surprised though. And that fucking thing, you could see the shining from something in its eyes. So you knew right away that fucking was similar to a gray, whatever it was I was looking at. And I was happy. But then when I looked away from it, all of a sudden, this time I did wake up out of bed. But, it was one of those things where you really don't know if you were sleeping or not, similar to the other one. And because I didn't feel tired. And I'm like, wait a minute. That was a dream. Why am I wide awake all of a sudden? So that one also I concluded was super strange. And I've concluded another thing from that. And that is this, that when I was on board that fucking vehicle or whatever that was in that trash compactor like thing, it was bomb proof. It was Andrew, I'm just saying when I passed the test, Andrew. That's what happened. I passed a fucking test. They wanted to see if I was dumb enough to grab that fucking thing on the ground. Because, they were thinking, oh, he's not so stupid that he's just going to assume it's the fucking remote control to get out of here. No, he's going to know it could be a weapon. He's not that stupid. And so they were testing me. They were testing me. Yeah, we might. Well, we are in a way on their ship still. It's just that we got a sky above us, Andrew. We are products. I'm sorry. We don't have a soul. We have an AI system implanted into our genetics with other alien personalities injected into it, kind of like a serum of intellectual gain and knowledge capability. But a lot of people just refer to it as a soul for some reason. It's fine. I don't care if they want to use that terminology. That's their opinion. I just look at it like we are special, but we don't even understand the specs of how special we can be if we were altered genetically and stuff like that. I mean, it wouldn't take much, and we could be fucking, in my opinion, 100 times smarter in no time at all. But we're on standby, so kind of like farm cows. We don't. They don't want them to be all too smart. They want them to stay inside the cage and whatnot. So that's what I believe, and that includes our politicians. They're in the same boat with these fuckers. They have a clue too, and they treat us the same way. Andrew, I really appreciate you coming in. You didn't have to do that. I mean, I don't want people to get the wrong idea about you people that come to a channel where I have a potential to do a lot of nasty cussing and just outright rude sometimes. Maybe I'm criticizing somebody that happens to be gay or whatnot. It's my thing, and I look at it like this. If you don't feel bad about that, that's great that you even came to my channel. I appreciate it. It's like, and if you already left, that's fine too. I mean, I appreciate it. To me, anyone that will come to my channel and show and show any respect is much appreciated. Hey, Andrew, you might want to check out No Pause Clark Frontage Road on YouTube. You can see what I'm actually doing in the past year and a month or two since I learned how to longboard downhill. Or anyone else that's in chat, No Pause Clark, as in PAWS, that kind of pause. PAWS. So no pause like that. Clark Frontage Road. I also do one called No Pause Clark Clips. And then I got No Pause. Yeah, just anyway, not pause like pause the movie. It's pause like in a dog's pause. So No Pause Clark Frontage Road. You'll see that I'm just not your average 56-year-old. I got fake knees, Andrew, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I've been through the ringer. I'm just continuing my live stream. I'm actually enjoying my new little studio here. And, I don't know if my dog made my nose more crooked or not. I really don't. It looks a little more bulbous in my older age, but what's a person to do about shit like that? It's like if you go look at Oven's Rocky Mountain Bushcraft. It's a great. I love watching that, but you can tell from his youth to his older age, man. We changed, man. Because I've seen him show pictures of himself when he was, younger, and nowadays he looks a lot different. My choice is just to try to work within the confines and construct of my own capabilities, possibly being able to create my own, if you will, warlock toolbox, accessories, and toolbox, so that when I'm sleeping, I can get the knowledge of other so-called, well, if you want to call them prophets of history, which in reality were just at the time maybe the best speakers they had. And the only reason why was because they came out with outlandish theories outside the box that weren't theories. They came in the form of, applied to God and stuff. But in reality, I think God was just a terraform. So that's how I've come to the conclusion I'm more of a warlock, and not as much as a controlled mechanism by other people to make me a Manchurian type candidate. I don't feel like I'm in any way, shape, or form in that kind of way controllable. I think I've been given the gift of separation of that kind of thought. And it doesn't mean I'm better than anyone else. It just means I think I can think out the box and I do not have to go look at shit on the web to get the knowledge. You know, kind of like you, Andrew. I know that you said you found God. No, Andrew, you said you found God yourself, like without church and without preachers. So similar kind of belief system. Believe it or not, very similar. I do like I do like this shit though. I'm not gonna drink any, but for a rainy day. Rum, I get sick on rum. Tried some Puerto Rican rum when I was younger, and I didn't like how it treated me. I appreciate all the support. I got 7 likes, and I don't know how that happened. I work, I do a lot of things, and I don't get some of the respect sometimes. So when I see 7 likes, I'm like, oh my God, that's fucking awesome. In the past, I had some other subs. I had to block them because I knew they were just lining up to fucking give me shit later. So I just blocked them early. When you start a YouTube channel, you'll know that that's going to be the case because a lot of people, especially a new one, because a lot of people from your old channel that didn't like whatever it was you said about liberals or whoever or whatever you criticized, they take it to heart and they feel they have to criticize you. So I don't care. I mean, how are you going to control stuff like that? You know, only way is just to hide your dislikes and your likes. I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not trying to look. I'm just when I gamble, I could make someone believe I'm a warlock when I gamble. Straight up. Kraken. You know, I'm not worried about being censored. I told a lady today how she doesn't have to worry about COVID and just relax, and she started to agree with me, even though she's been brainwashed to believe every fucking thing. I don't think I'll ever fucking have an issue with something like that. Maybe a real pandemic. That's what I'm worried about. Only a real, the kind that really is a problem. Then we all have to go bye-bye. I don't worry about being censored because I don't look for revenue on YouTube. You know what I mean, Andrew? Andrew, I have a feeling when you were growing up like me, and you know, it was still, let's say, 1968. You could tell us some good stories. All right, chill. I bet you could tell us some really good stories, Andrew, on your channel about when drugs and crazy flower people were everywhere. You could tell us some good stories, Andrew, from 1968. Hey, 5! I don't give a fuck. Shit, piss, whatever you have to do. Stop it. He's whimpering for no reason. I have to do that to him because every now and then I'm busy all day long and he can't get a walk. It's that simple. He can go in and out his doggy doors all day long, but he still has to complain. He's got 3 doggy doors. One up here, one downstairs, one on the back. He's got fucking 3 doggy doors. My dog. So when he starts whimpering because I didn't take him for a walk, he needs to get over that. Because sometimes I'm busy all day long. And no, I haven't been drinking. I had 6 in here, man. That was righteous. It lasted. It lasted. Hopefully, it'll pop back in. It lasted about. Quiet. Shut up. If you want water, I'll get it, but you can go without a little water for a little bit. I know, I saw it. It was low. I know, Fi, but you just can't be a fucking, he drinks fucking so much water. I gotta be careful. He didn't get diabetes from that. That's why, Five. That's why. If you want attention, just hang tight. I'll be around. Yeah. I'm gonna smoke some more pot though, Five. So yeah, I don't join Facebook. I don't join Instagram anymore. I don't join Twitter. I don't do any of that. I want to be the guy who doesn't do that on YouTube. That ends up with fucking 20,000 subscribers. Oh shit! What am I doing, Andrew? You fucking wait a minute. I'm 2 years older than you, Andrew. I'm 56. Are you fucking kidding me? What? Dude, I fucking hit the fucking downhill skateboarding, bro. I don't even. Me and you are two different entities. You could play Santa. I could never. I'm fucking with you. You could play Santa though, man. I'll admit it. Andrew would be a great Santa, and he's already giving money out. Don't do that again, though, Andrew. Please. I don't like seeing that shit. I actually had to turn that. I am not kidding you, Andrew. I gave you a view and a like, but when you start throwing 20s all over the ground, I turned that shit off. Hey, Dino, my childhood hero was a new guy in here. Dino, okay. Childhood hero. Ultraman. Bro. Fucking Ultraman. Hands down, Ultraman. Because he was like a fucking space looking shit. And of course, even before I knew about UFOs, Ultraman was on. Even before I knew about UFOs. And thanks for coming in, Dino. Yeah, even before I knew about UFOs, I was already watching Ultraman. So, and back then, you got all these fake, all these people in Hong Kong making fake building cities and shit. That was interesting, though. It was cheap entertainment, but they were making these little fake cities, making dinosaurs, and Ultraman had to defend them. That was the kick-ass motherfucker right there, Ultraman. I loved Ultraman. Matter of fact, you might just say that whenever I watch Ultraman, I got energized. And I went outside and became a crazy man later on, swinging out of trees like an ape man, Tarzan. Straight up. I am a straight up Tarzan, a real life Tarzan, guys. I had ropes strung across my backyard pretty much. Well, not across my entire backyard, but just I had like 3 ropes up. We did a 1-rope trapeze act. Each guy had 1 rope hanging by a giant branch. We ran off my roof, twining the ropes. It would cause us to orbit around. And we had just enough clearance to orbit around all the other trees. We'd have 2 orbits. We'd have 1 big orbit, and then we'd have this little twisting orbit of the 2 ropes twining. And it was our 1-rope trapeze act. And girls would come over there, and you could tell they were ovulating in their underwear over that. It was cool, Dino. It was really cool. He was like metallic looking, like a real superhero, but it was early for its time. The ideas were great. If Hong Kong back then did really special effects, they would, and they still have gone down in history for all the stuff that they have done. As cheap as that shit was, and how they mimic the voices of English, and it was just they worked real hard to get that shit looking right up there with any superhero. And back then, I don't even think there was a Superman that was as good as Ultraman. If you look at the reruns of Ultraman, matter of fact, I wonder if I could look up a rerun of Ultraman right now. That'd be awesome. Our full episodes, Ultraman 1970s. Here we go. I don't want to get copyright strike, but he turns into from that suit. He changes into a metallic, suited fucking like some cyber robot jetpack fucking flying motherfucker is what he is. Ultraman turns into a cool motherfucker. Let's see if I can get a still shot of him, just so you know what he looks like when he turns into Ultraman. Still shots, Ultraman 1970.
I can search the web for that. Just tap that search chip below.
Trying to get a still shot imaging. There we go. There he is, man. See, back then in the early 70s, if it wasn't Ultraman, eventually it became the $6 million man to make up for our losses with creativity. The Koreans had us beat, at least in the creativity department, until things like the $6 million man came out here. Then we started picking up the ball. But had they had more money in Hong Kong at the time to produce, they would have even been more epic, because they really do have some really interesting creative people in Hong Kong. I ain't gonna lie. I would have never thought of anything like that. But they had good writers and stuff. Yeah. Crazy Jack from the Hells Angels. Wow. You mean well, I don't know about Crazy Jack, but I know about the karate guy. But he used to fight bikers. See, I knew that you were going to say something like that, Andrew. I knew it. All you guys from back then, around my time, big fans of the, Hell's Angels. Self pics of Crazy Jack.
These pictures should match.
I don't know. Hell's Angels, Crazy Jack. That's what I gotta say. Pics of Hell's Angels, Crazy Jack.
I can search the web for that. Just tap that search chip below.
All right then. I guess this is him. What? One of these guys? One of these guys? That's what popped up. I don't know. It looks like the guy from Airwolf, though, like an actor's, like somebody playing Crazy Jack. I guess. I guess that's what you're talking about. Is this Crazy Jack? No. Anyway, so the thing about the Hell's Angels is, like the guy down the street, I'm pretty sure he's like married to a Jewish woman or something. But he claims he was like, one of those people that did dirty work for the Hell's Angels, like not a Hell's Angel, but a prospect. I've heard a lot of people talking about that shit. Like, oh yeah, so and such was a prospect. He wasn't a Hell's Angel. He was a prospect. He did a lot of shit though. Like anyway, so it wouldn't matter if he was Hell's Angels or not. That motherfucker did some shit. You don't even want to know. But some people will just talk about like shit like that and maybe not even be truthful about it. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get some ice. I'll be back. If you're still here, that's cool. Who knows? Maybe I have to shit or something. Uh, the the walkway to get my studio isn't as good as it should be. My dog needs to learn that. Get back. Don't be coming in there. Because he'll end up pulling my lights down and all kinds of stupid shit. I'm gonna drink a little of this. It has a lot of ice in it. I'm just gonna put a little in though, because I just want it cold as fuck. There we go. Cold as fuck. Now all the AA people are leaving my stream. It's kind of funny. It's kind of not. Yeah, the hangman, exactly. Andrew, exactly. And you know, I wouldn't want to doubt somebody that says something like that necessarily either, because I don't want to get involved with their fucking beeswax. It's their beeswax. Leave them alone. I never liked people that were always questioning people right away if they were Hell's Angels and what else, what else all they do right up front. I hate when people did that. It's much better if you ease into something like that and kind of keep it melancholy, to say the least. You don't want to get up in somebody else's beeswax, you know. That's why I like Trump, because I think he's melancholy. I think he's only gets in people's beeswax when they start shit with him, which is perfect timing. You know, that's all I got to say about that. That's perfect timing. And that's why I'm voting for him. Not to turn this into a political thing, but Andrew, I have a feeling you're independent. Am I right? I think Andrew is independent, but he could be a straight up liberal. I don't know. I've never seen Andrew smoke pot. I don't know if Andrew's still in, but if he is, let me know. Do you smoke pot, Andrew? Are you liberal or are you an independent like I first thought? I think you may vote for Republicans like me, but I could be wrong on that one. I usually vote Republican anyway. I'm an independent, but until something happens where I can feel comfortable voting independent, I'm not going. A lot of people leave my stream as soon as I mention Trump, but you know what? That's okay. I don't care. You guys that are like that, you know, you'll get over it when you realize he did nothing fucking wrong and still hasn't done anything wrong. You know, anything that the Democratic Party points at Trump falls apart. Even the rape charges, all that stupid shit. It all goes bye bye. So I don't give a fuck. You know, cavemen used to rape women on the regular. Have you ever seen the comic books? I'm just saying, nobody wants a sex offender, but I'm just saying, you know, supposedly cavemen, that's what they were all about. It's like, hey, you don't have rights? Bend over, bitch. Ever see the movie? Yeah, just look at some of those caveman movies. There is no fucking, you know, there might be some form of relationship going on there, but mostly it's a club. Knock them over the head, bring them into your cave, do what you will, and leave. That's what caveman fucked with. So. Yeah, so I'm assuming, just to go back on topic, since Andrew walked out of the room or something. I don't know. I forgot the topic. I'm trying to put on the buzzer. So, cup half full. Nice and cool. Now my live has gone down to 2, but you know it's been a long live. I just been pushing my luck with this one, and I did at one time have fucking 7 people I think in, or 6 or 7 people in, all at once. Yeah, I think it was 7. I was blown away by that. So I mean, to me, that's the ultimate compliment. When you fucking do a live stream, you only got 45 subscribers. All of a sudden, you get quite a few views and likes to top it off. That's amazing. Now, so cheers to Andrew Snowman. Cheers to Dino. Cheers to Brenda. Cheers to Radical Panda. The 4 people that I know for a fact said something in here. I'm just going to sit here and keep the live stream going. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to keep it going because I have nothing to do. I was going to skateboard, but I was like, no. Okay. You see, I was having confusing thoughts with you because you never smoke pot. So I was starting to think maybe he's more of an independent. I don't know if he's a Republican. I don't think he's a Republican, though, but he could be. Yeah, and because you're a trucker. Yeah, totally. Totally. And the one thing though, Andrew, were you ever a biker or a prospect? We get to ask that question since your interest was so high when you were young. I can't wait for this answer because he may not be able to answer it. Yeah, I'm asking some shit, huh? Yeah. Oh, he's doing a lot wrong as a figurehead president, and that's the way I look at all presidents. He's not doing enough on that for sure. And I don't even believe it was made in China. So there you go, Andrew. That's my opinion. Probably USA patent on that bit. Well, whatever. There is a patent on the coronavirus already. Um, it's obvious this is a money making scheme entwined in something else as well. Because if you look up in the sky, there's no sky streaks, as that's what my K Talk friend says on ktalkmedia.com. Calls them sky streaks. He's going to be on real soon in less than an hour, Andrew. If you would like to go on and say whatever's on your mind. There's no screener on this radio station. You'll hear the radio show in the background. When you hear white noise click on and off, Andrew, that means he just put you on the air. Don't say anything. Wait for him to introduce you as a caller. Just say, "Go ahead, caller," and then start talking. Have your radio turned down because there's a 10-second delay. Well, anyway, whoever thinks whatever about the vaccine, I don't like it. I even told the National Guard, hey, from 200 feet away, I yelled at him. I said, hey, as long as you guys are asking for people, giving them an option to get that for free, that's fine. I'm good with that. As soon as you start demanding them from me, then we have a problem. And you know what? They got a giggle out of that. But, I think they knew exactly what my point was. Somebody walks up to me and says, bro, you got to get inoculated. We got to put you in handcuffs. Guess what, man? You won't even make it to me with the handcuffs. You know what I mean? You're not going to make it that close to me. If you're trying to get an inoculation out of me, no, bitch, fuck off. I'm a rebel at that point. All bets are off, included. Another thing is, Andrew, is if anyone tries to force any kind of inoculation or test to get COVID on me, I know you didn't leave YouTube. You're infrequent sometimes. Like a lot of people become infrequent. Sometimes they don't even do their channel anymore. It's active. Like my other channel is still active. It's just sitting there. But I decided I don't want to fuck with it anymore. So I just move on with what my interests are at the time. And if I feel like there's a bad published stuff on the other channel that I don't want to include this particular channel, then I changed my channel for that reason. Now this black light is starting to shine that purple shit because and this is a black shirt, and this is brown, but it's making everything look purple. I like my new studio though. It's awesome. I got all these lights and shit. It's pretty cool. Um, you know what though? Honestly, I think in a movie, at least in a movie, Andrew, I could have played a really badass fucking biker. I still can to this day. If they come and get me, Hollywood, I will forget about your over libertized to the degree of Manchurian candidate selves. No, no offense to you. I know you're a good guy, Andrew, but most of the other libtards, I'm sorry, I do call them libtards. It doesn't mean you are. By all means, I like marijuana, so I'm pretty liberal. I'm liberal myself. I just vote Republican. I'm independent, so let's forget about that. I think, yeah, if some director came around and said, "Look, can you forget for 1 second? I'm a gay director, and just do a movie, and you can be the main character, and just for the paycheck." I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, I will play a fucking biker under those circumstances. Just don't hit on me or nothing, and tell all your cast not to hit on me if there's any more gay people in there." And yeah, I'll play a biker like that. Oh, okay. Well, Andrew's been a little bit in there, and yeah, sometimes a lot of times the trouble is caused by the friends you're with. You're not kidding. You're not kidding. I used to be with people that I knew they had this almost gravitational towards trouble because they weren't thinking, about their surroundings. I think a lot of people are like that. Oh, is there a lot of buffering right here on my channel? Well, that's okay. I got 5 in right now, so maybe. So sometimes you get what is referred to as your own buffering, and you think it's my buffering. Oh, it might even be you. Yeah, it might even be saying it's you. But the point is, I think you as well would play a great fucking like secret cabal like biker. Like when I say that, I'm not trying to diss you or anything, but like a secret biker that calls a lot of shots for like several different biker gangs in a movie. That would be awesome. You'd be like the fucking godfathers of the bikers. We'd we'd make you the godfather of the bikers, Andrew. And then I'd be like the kind of like the guy who works his way up like Scarface or something. Under the cover of a bunch of like clubbers or something, people just open a bunch of fucking clubs and launder money, and people are doing lines of coke off the bellies of women, and some people are so whacked out on drugs they're fucking doing convulsions and curling up like a lobster that's trapped in a rock or something. But I would like to do a fucking biker movie. No kidding. I would love to. I think I'd make a great biker. I have many different faces, Andrew. Um, I have many different faces. I don't have the same face every time I do something. Sometimes just depending on whatever is happening, I can almost look like a different person. I can manipulate my looks, is what I'm saying. I was in a blackjack tournament with Eric Roberts, and I knew it was him, but I didn't really wasn't fucking focused on him as an actor at the time because I was trying to win my tables. So I just kind of overheard him because he was loud and a little bit obnoxious. He was gambling and he lost really quick, so it was good relief to me because I really didn't want that as a distraction while I was in this tournament. And he was, still hanging up in there though in that fucking room. He wanted to see, I guess, who the fucking winner was going to be. And even afterwards, when they cheated me out of my last table by acting like they didn't see my money out and didn't want to do anything about it, tournament's rules surpassed me as getting to the last table. And because of that, I feel like it was rigged for somebody else to win. Probably owed a debt to the casino or some shit. But anyway, Eric fucking was in there and he was just hanging out. And my mom was in there with me because she wanted to see me because she knew I was a damn good gambler. So, I was going to win. There's no question. I got through 4 fucking tables, no questions, easy as fuck. Everybody knew I was heading to win. There's a Jewish guy behind me with braids that came down here. I swear you could tell he was a mathematician. That motherfucker knew exactly what was up, bro. He knew exactly what was up. He was watching my hands only. He was barely watching. He was watching other people's numbers popping up, but he knew exactly. I was a numerologist, so to speak. I'm not a card counter. I'm just good with numbers in a weird sub mental kind of way, almost like I don't even know what I'm doing. It's intuition, I guess. But he was watching me, and at the end, he goes, "Yeah, they robbed you. I know exactly. I know that for sure. And by the way, you were astounding." He says, "You would have won had you gotten to the last table." And I agreed with him. I was like, "Thank you. I appreciate that." And it was a genuine compliment coming from him. You could tell that guy was not a dumb Jewish guy. He knew exactly who was going to win the tournament until they defrauded me of it by acting like my money wasn't out and then trying to skip past me as a contestant in the blackjack tournament from tournament rules, which says they cannot back up the cards for mistakes made by the dealer. So it's already set up to rig for anyone they want to win. They just have to apply whatever feature to ruin your fucking bet to make that shit happen. But I always wanted to do a fucking biker movie. It would also be cool to have a UFO fucking abduction in the biker movie. That would be funny. To just intertwine a UFO abduction. That would be fucking hilarious. And all the fucking the prospects are taken by another UFO just so they don't have complications. All right, that was stupid, but I think it would be fucking cute. A movie about bikers where there's a UFO abduction. And they have to figure out who's who. Hey, you stand in this line. Are you a real hell's it? Okay. Are you a prospect? Okay, get over in this line. We're gonna abduct you in that UFO. Abduct you. I don't know what the fuck's up. I'm just like hearing voices. People are over here, in this hill, and they carry right over to you. Even with all this shit up I got, I can hear everybody talking right now. Okay, so I got 3, and I'm running out of subjects. So why don't you talk, whoever's in here? Maybe give me a subject to roll with. I'm kind of done talking about certain things that I was talking about. You know, Andrew, what do you think of fucking like Coke? What do you think of Coke? Do you like Coke? I'll just come out and say it, man. I fuck with stuff like that a little bit on occasion, very rarely, but often enough to where it's like a regular thing. I don't fuck around. I do what I want to do. I don't do the hardcore shit like math or something like that. And I don't have an addictive personality, but I do like to once in a while. I like to feel a little different. That's it. Just like I would have a little drink here, just to feel a little different. That's it. Augment me a little bit, please. Yeah, I am, David. Whoever you are, thanks for coming in. Yeah, I am. I surely am. Do you like Hennessy, Dave? I love Hennessy. Are you David or Dave? I even got coffee over here. I didn't really drink it. Okay, Dave. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming in, man. I really do. I mean, I'm stoked. I'm stoked I had 7 fucking people in, man. I got 7 likes. I mean, I guess one of them could officially be my like. So maybe 6 people gave me a like. If you want to give me a like, that'd be awesome. Hey, I appreciate you just coming in, man. Straight up. I don't know where you're from, type of thing. Like, are you from the, United States, obviously, and what part? I used to drink this shit all night long at the strip club, and I would just I'd spend 5 minutes in my fucking locker, with all my janitor equipment. And that was when I was janitor, and when I was barback, I do the same fucking thing and use the janitor room. It was fucking awesome. OSHA might have had a problem with that, but I'm stained from coffee. I got to get those teeth cleaned. Anyway, yeah, I'm just enjoying my day here. I actually have to end my stream now. It's been thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did like watching various movies, vintage movies in the past, Andrew. Like not Crazy Jack, but Billy Jack, and anything with martial arts. But and Billy Jack, there was actually a good scene where there's some bikers. I do like those old vintage movies. It would be fun. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna peace out here at 2 hours and 1 minute and 10 seconds. You guys have a good day. I hope everybody has a good weekend and everything else as well. Peace out.